Today I will be going over the pros and the cons of the Fender Acoustasonic 15. So the first pro is that it's super affordable for beginners. First off, this amp is crazy affordable for what you get. Like, it's not breaking the bank, and for someone starting out with an acoustic electric guitar, this is a no-brainer. You get a solid sound, and you won't feel like you're wasting your money on something that doesn't serve your purpose. So if you're looking to dip in your toes into the amp world, the acoustasonic 15 is the perfect way of entry. The next pro is that it has a clean, natural tone. So let's talk about the sound quality. So you know when you hear an amp and you're like, yo, that doesn't sound like my guitar at all. Not with the acoustasonic 15. It's made to give you that pure acoustic tone that everyone's looking for. This amp doesn't mess with your guitar's natural voice too much. Whether you're strumming or finger picking, this sound comes through clean and clear. You're getting exactly what your guitar sounds like, just louder. Now let's talk about the next pro, the built-in reverb. Okay, real talk. The reverb effect on this little guy is honestly a hidden gem. Like, it's not digital garbage. You can use it to add some depth to your playing, making the strums and finger picks sound more atmospheric. And the best part is it's not overwhelming. You can dial it up to your taste. It makes a huge difference when you're looking to add a bit of a vibe to your acoustic jams. The next pro is that it's perfect size for small spaces. So this thing is small and portable. Like, I'm talking easy to carry with one hand. Literally 12 pounds isn't much when you're on the go. If you're practicing in the bedroom or jamming at a small house or party, this amp fits right in. There's no need to struggle with something heavy or awkward to carry. Just toss it in the back of your car or just take it to a buddy's place. Seriously, you can do that with ease. The next pro is the mic input. So not only does this amp work well with your guitar, but it also has a mic input. So if you want to sing while you play, this is a big bonus here. You're not limited to just the guitar sound. You can add some vocals too. I mean, this is meant for the perfect solo performances or just practicing both at the same time. This feature is often missing in amps at this price range, so it's nice. It's a nice touch that Fender added this to the acoustasonic 15. The next pro is that it's user-friendly and simple to use. So this amp keeps it super simple. If you're new to gear, you don't want to be stuck with a million of knobs and dials. The Fender Acoustasonic keeps it straightforward. 2 channels, one for guitar and one for the mic. It has the basic controls that are bass and treble and the reverb knob. You literally can get up and running in minutes. No headaches. That simplicity makes it ideal for beginners who just want to plug and play. The next pro is that it's super durable. Now let's talk about the build quality. One thing I noticed is that it has these little barriers on the edge to protect the corners. So it has those. I know some smaller amps feel like they might fall apart, but if you if you look at them wrong, but not this one. The acoustasonic 15 feels solid. It's made to last, and with proper care, it'll be with you for a long time. The tough outer shell and decent speaker make sure you're not worrying about the amp breaking down easily. You literally can just throw it in your car, carry it around to gigs, and it'll hold up pretty well. The next pro is that it's great for practice. So I gotta say, for practice sessions, this is a fantastic amp. It's not gonna blow you away with earth-shattering volume, but it's perfect for getting that practice time. If you're not playing with a full band, you can get all the clarity you need for your acoustic guitar. And if you're practicing vocals, it works just fine for that too. You're gonna hear yourself clearly without overwhelming the room. Now let's talk about the cons. Let's talk about the cons of the Fender Acoustasonic 15. The first con is that it has a limited volume and power. So let's get real. The 15 watt rating means this amp isn't going to rock a big venue. But if you're looking to play a show for a crowd, this amp is not the one. It's great for small gigs, practice, or maybe an intimate setting, but it doesn't have the power to compete with a larger amps for bigger venues. So if you plan on playing larger spaces or a gig with a big crowd, this amp might leave you disappointed. The next con is that it's not suitable for full bands. If you're in a band and need an amp that can keep up with the drums and the bass and the electric guitars, this amp isn't gonna make the cut. It's not built for full band setups. It's a great practice amp for solo artists, but trying to use it for a full band scenario is gonna end up with you fighting for attention in the mix. It's really made for solo acoustic performers or those just getting started. The next con is that it has no battery power. Unlike some other portable amps, the Acoustasonic doesn't have a battery option. That means if you're planning on doing an outdoor performance or busking, you're gonna need access to a outlet or some sort of generator. It's not as mobile as other battery powered amps like the Roland Cube Street or other amps. If you need something that can run on batteries, this might not be your first choice. The next con is that it lacks digital effects. So some folks might miss the digital effects you find on the higher end amps. It's a straight up acoustic amplifier. While the reverb is nice, you won't get the bells and the whistles like chorus, delay, or built-in effects for your guitar if you're a guitarist who wants to mess around with different sounds or styles. This amp is pretty limited in that department. It's focused on clean, natural tones and doesn't go beyond that. This amp is literally simplicity here. The next con is that it's a small speaker, 6-inch speaker. So this 6-inch speaker isn't gonna fill the room with sound like bigger amps can. It's perfect for close range play, but doesn't have the depth and power to really project if you're performing in larger spaces. If you're someone who likes to play loud or needs the power to fill a space, you'll be limited with this amp. For small practice areas, it's fine, but expect sound to distort when you push it hard. The next con is that it has no foot switch option. So this amp doesn't have a foot switch input, which means that you're stuck adjusting the volume, reverb manually. So if you're looking for convenience for controlling your settings mid-performance, you're out of luck here. This can be a bit of a pain for anyone who needs to make real-time adjustments during a performance live. So if you're used to foot controls, you'll miss that option with the acoustasonic 15. The next con is that it has no EQ per channel. The lack of EQ per channel might be frustrating for some folks, while you have tone controls for bass and treble. It's all global, meaning it affects both the guitar and mic inputs equally. If you want to tweak your guitar and vocals separately, you're gonna need to get a separate EQ or something. So this can be a deal breaker for people who want to be a bit this could be a deal breaker for people who like a bit more control over their sound. The next con is that the mic input needs a preamp for some mics. So the mic input is cool and whatever and all, but it's not always perfect for all mics. So if you're using a low output mic or something like a dynamic mic, you might need a preamp to get good level sound. So if you plan to use this for vocals a lot, make sure you're aware that you might not get the best sound control out of the mic adding a preamp into the mix, or without adding a preamp into the mix. Here's my final thoughts. In the end, the Fender acoustasonic 15 is a solid amp for what it's designed for: solo acoustic performances, practicing, and small jams. If you're a beginner or someone looking for an affordable, simple, and portable amp, this one's got your back. But if you're playing in a full band or need a lot of power for big performances, it might not be the right fit for you. It's really all about knowing what you need. I really hope this breakdown gave you the real deal about this amp. Let me know if you got any more questions, or hit me up if you need advice on gear. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.